Kim. First, giving all praises unto the mighty King, Yehovah Tzadoq, for his mercy and his love and his compassion. We begin our evening service by singing the song of Thy wondrous works will tell, hoping and praying y'all would even accept our service unto him this day. The heavens declare Come on, brother. Whoa, Shema, Israel, Yahuwah, Eloheinu, Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto Leolam. Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto Leolam. Oh, Shema, it's hard to walk around with you didn't let it out. Gotta let it out. Praises unto Yah, the creator of all things. There is none like him. The honor and the praise is due unto him forever. As always, we want to give praise to Yah throughout the day. And at this time, we're going to read the Psalm set aside for the Shabbat, 79, 121, 124, and concluding with 148. And today for Psalm 79, we're going to ask Aved Naima to read that psalm. For 121, Bakur Mishael ben Akush Martia. I don't see him. Okay. If not, we got Yakael back there. If we can't get Mishael. Then 124, Akot Yafir by the Bishadai. And then for the 148th song, Akikariel ben Yehuda. And as we are welcoming the brothers and sisters who have been chosen to read the Psalms, we want to, in the name of Yah, congratulate Akush Martia Hakwatan, or Malkiel ben Akush Martia, and then Koyafia by the Rishadai on their graduation. Keep rising, never stop. Most I will provide and always push you to do better in the name of the nation. So at this time, we welcome the Red Naima. By Larry C. even read for us this 79th song. Hallelujah. Come on, we can do that.
Shabbat Shalom. Oh, Yah, the heathen are coming to thine inheritance. They have defied thy holy temple. They have made Jerusalem into heaps.
They have given their lives to thy servants, to eat food unto the fowls of the heavens, the flesh of thy holy ones unto the beasts of the earth.
They have shed their blood like water round about Jerusalem, with none to bury them.
We are become a taunt to our neighbors, a scorn and derision to them that are round about us.
How long, O Yah, wilt thou be angry forever? How long will thy jealousy burn like fire?
Pour out thy wrath upon nations that know thee not, and upon kingdoms that call not upon thy name.
For they have devoured Jacob and laid waste his habitation.
Remember not against us the iniquities of our forefathers. Let thy compassion speedily come to meet us, for we are brought very low.
Help us, O Yah, of our salvation, for the sake of thy glory, for the sake of the glory of thy name, and deliver us and forgive our sins for thy name's sake.
Wherefore should the nations say, where is their power? Let the avenging of thy servants' blood that is shed be made known among the nations in our sight.
Let the groaning of the prisoner come before thee, according to the greatness of thy power. Set free those that are appointed to death.
And render unto our enemies sevenfold to their bosom. Their reproach wherewith they have reproached thee, O Yah.
So we that are thy people and the flock of thy pasture will give thee thanks forever, and we will tell of thy praise to all generations.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Well, Toda for calling me. Absolute pleasure to be here before all of you all. I pray that you all have had a wonderful week and looking forward to a glorious next week. I'm just happy to be here and happy to be called to read before all of you. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
For Michael ben Akush Martia. Shabbat Shalom. Mine are coming from Yehovah, who made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to leave. He that keepeth will not slumber.
Behold, he that keepeth Israel doth neither slumber nor sleep. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Jehovah shall guard thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and forever.
Put in front of your mouth.
I like to tell you about my family protecting us as we travel here. I like to tell you for even my brother Malkiel, even that he graduated. I like to tell you for all this and for questions.
Hallelujah.
If it had not been Yahuwah who was for us, let Israel now say.
If it had not been Yahuwah who was for us, when men rose up against us,
Then they have swallowed us up alive when their wrath is kindled against us.
when the waters overwhelmed us, the stream had gone over our souls.
Then the proud waters have gone over our souls.
Blessed be Yahuwah, who has not given us as a prey to their teeth.
Our souls escape as a bird at a snare of fire. The snare is broken and we are escaped.
Our help is in the name of Yahuwah, who made heaven and earth.
I would just like to thank everybody for congratulating me.
Yes.
Just like to thank the Most High for everything that He's done for us. That's
And last but not least, Dr. Carriel, thank you. Hallelujah.
Praise ye Yahuwah from the heavens, praise ye from the heights,
Praise ye the Lord's angels, praise ye the Lord's hosts.
praise ye him, sun and moon, praise ye him, for ye stars of light.
Praise him, ye heavens of heavens, and ye waters that are above the heavens.
Let them praise the name of the Lord, for he commanded when they were created.
Ye have also established them forever and ever. Ye have made a decree which shall not be transgressed.
Praise ye Yahuwah from the earth, ye sea monsters of all beasts.
Fire and hail, snow and vapor, stormy winds fulfilling his words.
Mountains and all hills, fruit trees and all cedars.
Beasts and all cattle, creeping things and winged fowl.
Kings of the earth and all beasts, princesses and all judges of the earth.
Both young men and maidens, old men and children.
Let them praise the name of the Lord, for his name alone is exalted. His glory is above the earth and heaven.
And we have lifted up a horn for his people, a praise for all his holy ones, even for the children of Israel, a people near unto him. Hallelujah.
I love this song so much, for so many reasons. I tell people all the time that everything I see is praising the Creator, and I think this song is the true testament of that word right there. I'm known to do a lot of different kind of odd jobs throughout the week just to make it through. And a couple of weeks ago, a brother and I, we were taking down the tree. And we did everything right. We tied the tree on, had it slanted, ready to go. But I don't think we factored in the Creator into the matter as we thought we should have. Before you know it, the wind shifted. The brother was up in the tree, and the tree came down literally right on top of my brother. And I'm looking, and I'm helpless on the other side of the fence where the tree was supposed to have been falling. You understand what I'm saying? To watch this brother after the tree hit the ground, to see him still standing in the tree, all I could say was Amen. Because you never know. You understand what I'm saying? And with that, I just say
Hallelujah. Y'all for all the lives of all those who read the Psalms today. May He increase blessings unto each and every one of you. And before we move on, I just wanted to share in Yah's greatness. All of us got a chance to see or hear the storm that passed by this week. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in the Carolinas. I've seen it in Georgia. I've been in a tornado before. If you've never been, it sounds like a train. And at the time that I got the warning, I was already on the road headed into Gastonia. Gastonia is still flooded. The rain was coming sideways, and they were balls of rain this big. And when I tell you, all I could do was pray, because you had the mercy of the Most High. And Most High heard my prayer, lightened up the rain, and I kept on moving. And it's only because of Yah's mercy that we're still here today. Jehovah could have wiped out, you trying to go to hide out in a little gas station, Jehovah could wipe out the gas station. Wherever you think you're going to hide, Jehovah can always go find you. And so, there's no light thing to say, Todah Yah. I thank Yah also for my nephew, Mikai. He's 11 years old. He had open heart surgery yesterday. And I just want to share with you what my mother wrote me. And again, I want to just give thanks unto Yah for his mercy truly endures forever. So I spoke to my sister Naya at 8 o'clock, said a prayer with her and Makai, and they went off to have the surgery. Mind you, this open heart surgery, he was born without a valve going to his heart. And so he's had some type of stent, something there to keep him going, but he got sick. He got sick, and they were saying they didn't know what to do. He got a really bad infection. So they tried to put in another type of stent last shishi. It didn't work. So they said, we got to do open heart surgery. Mind you, he's 11 years old. So my imam, I said the prayer, they said about 2:30. At 10:38 p.m., this is the message I get. Still in surgery. They started at 10. They didn't reach the heart until 12. They are now still doing corrections. Prayerfully, all will be done by 4. Thanks for all the prayers. God is good. Praise Yah. At 3:30, they said there was so much damage. They fixed it. The heart rhythms went crazy. They said it was not survivable. They didn't know what to do. They configured with other doctors and they had no clue either. She tried one more thing. And 3 hours later, she tried a mechanical valve and it regulated his heartbeat. Ain't no God like ours. All praise due to the mighty Yah. So last week on our way back home, I took my sons to see him just to let them know that even a child can get sick. But the Most High don't play with nobody, young or old. The whole hospital, Eldoston is a hospital for children. He is he was born the same year Zadik was. And so when I tell you, I give thanks unto Jehovah, for his mercy truly endures forever. He could let that baby boy die right on that table, but he didn't. So I give thanks unto him for everything. Hallelujah. At this time, let's bring up Cohane to do the word of the day. Hallelujah. Sadi.
Okay, so, all right, so welcome to week 3 of Word of the Week. All right, so as you know, we're all professionals here. We have parents, educators. So as an educator, a parent, or professional, you often have to reflect on your practice or your art, making sure you're doing everything right, everything is working, especially as a teacher, making sure you're getting the results that you need, that you want. So I asked some students, some kids in Temple this week about the words of the week. And the response I got made me think I really need to think about how I'm teaching. The answer was, they couldn't tell me what the word meant, and the answer was, well, Malkiel's gonna play for us. Yes. So that means that I need to change the practice. So today, I'm going to introduce a different platform that we're going to use to review the words. So remember, I always ask you to read, it's loud. We review the words first, and then I introduce the new word to you. All right, so I'm going to ask everyone to take out their phone. If you have a phone, take it out. And if you have an app for Kahoot, you can sign into that. If not, you need to go to the website.
Spell it. K-A-C-A.
Okay. Is it possible to go to the next segment, because we have a little technical difficulty right now, so we'll do the next segment.
Spell it again, Jahila.
So you want me to go? Okay, so- all right. Well, they get that fixed. I have a question. I want to spend some time with our children today. So I'd like to hear from everyone. Who thinks that we have some smart children? Clap if you do. We're probably not going to have time to cover everything, but I wanted to cover Black history. But I wanted to cover something else a little bit more important. So I'm going to start from this end. I have a question for the children. How many of y'all know the 10 Commandments? All right. So since your hand went up, tell me a commandment.
Thou shalt not steal.
Thou shalt not steal. Is that a commandment?
Yes.
Okay, so she didn't make that one up. Naomi.
Thou shalt not take Yah's name in vain.
Thou shalt not take Yah's name in vain. That's a very good one. Tavia.
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Thou shalt not commit adultery. That's a big one. Eliyahu.
Thou shalt not lie.
Okay, somebody said that. Pick another one.
Thou shalt not murder.
Thou shalt not murder. Good. Eliab.
Honor thy mother and father.
Honor thy mother and thy father. Boy, these are some intelligent children. Hey, shalom, Sister. Good to have you back. Eliab. Baga. Remember the Shabbat day and keep it holy. Raphael. You did raise your hand. Okay, no problem. Taklika.
Thou shalt not bear false witness. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor's wife.
That was two of them. That's two of them.
You just made the 11th commandment. There's one in particular I'm looking for. And they slick up.
Stand up.
Honor thy father and thy mother.
Thou shalt not have no other gods before
Say the whole thing. Say the whole entire command.
Thou shalt not.
Nope. Where's the IT mode? He's having technical difficulties. Go ahead.
I am your God, and you shall not have no other gods before you.
Somebody help her. He shall help. He's reading it, but it's okay. Come on. Yahabi says stand up. Go ahead.
I am your Lord of power, walking out the land of Egypt out of the house of bondage.
And what's the rest? They need some help. Aharon.
I am your Lord of power, who brought you out the land of Egypt out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other God before you.
There's more.
Thou shalt not make any graven images in
Uh-huh.
the heaven above, or the earth below, or the waters under the earth.
Very good. So let's give a round of applause to our children. When you about to hand out a marker, they can't say they didn't know the command. I need the IT man. Okay, so I want to talk to you all today about Valentine's Day. Does anybody, any of the children know what Valentine's Day is? Eliyahu. Come on, stand up. It's a what? Shabbat Shalom.
Valentine's Day is like a day of love and stuff.
It's a day of love and stuff. It's a day of love and stuff. All right, he must want to be a part of Yemiyahu's group. Anybody else have another answer? Zadik. Slika, I can't hear you.
Shalom, Cohane.
They say, he said this is the day that they have appointed to tell your significant other that you love them. I thought that was every day.
No other day.
Only on this particular day. Okay. Sir, IT, are you ready?
Not just yet.
Not just yet? Okay. Well, while he's doing that, I'm going to give our children some information. Any adults want to take a stab at it? What's Valentine's Day? Gift card? No. You sure? You look like you was looking at me, so that's why I called you. The origins of Valentine's Day comes from the Romans. February 13th through the 15th was designated days where they would offer up a goat and a dog during a time called Lupercalia. And then they got this little pudgy baby with a bow and arrow. Anybody knows what that baby's name is called? Okay. It's called Cupid. Cupid. But the story behind Valentine's Day is this. After they would offer, or they would kill these animals, they would take the hide of the animals, turn it into a whip, the men, and they would whip the women. Somebody just said, say it again. So after they slaughtered the dog and the goat, they would take their skin, turn it into a whip, and the women would go lovingly to get whipped. They also would put their name in a hat. It gets worse. The women would put their older sisters would put their name in the hat, and then they would bring the hat over to the brothers, and then the brothers would pick the name out the hat. Most times, this resulted in very promiscuous sexual activities, namely orgies. Children don't know what that is. And so, this day, and don't forget, when you go out on a date, or if anyone goes out on a date on February the 14th, it usually ended up somebody spending money and something sexual happened afterwards. So on the 14th, Saint Valentine, there's two different Saint Valentines. The one that they're assuming is the one, he went against this particular king's edict to not marry people. This king in the Roman Empire did not want people to get married. And so this particular pope, or this particular priest, as they call him, priest or bishop, they don't know which one he was, but he was of the priest order, so to speak. And he would marry people in private. When that particular person who was the king or person who was the head person found out, he commissioned that person and basically said that they were going to be sentenced to death. This particular person, Saint Valentine, and he didn't become a saint until after he was dead. All you have to do is get 100 people to sign a petition to say you were a good person, and that's how you become a saint. So now, he tells the jailer, if you give me something, I will cure your daughter of this particular illness. Before he dies, before this guy Valentine dies, he signs the letter saying, from your Valentine. And so hence, $21.5 billion in sales in 2019, that's where Valentine's Day was born. But it was born through Roman foolishness. There's nothing Hebraic about it. Now, the little fat baby, or pudgy baby, with the arrow called Cupid. He has two different types of arrows. He has an arrow that's gold. And all you people that are married, that's what happened. Cupid came through, shot you with an arrow, Shot you with an arrow, and that's how you felt deeply in love with your soulmate. Now, there's another side to that. If you wasn't feeling your significant other, he would shoot another kind of arrow and end up making you fall out of love with that person. Does any of this make any sense? No. Next, we don't really pay attention to a lot of stuff like this. Red roses. Why are they so big on Valentine's Day? Cupid's mother, Venus. She was the goddess of love. And her, what do you call it, like the Statue of Liberty has a little flaming thing? Her thing was red roses. So culturally, this is all a bunch of foolishness. And a lot of people will say now, oh, we don't keep that, but the root, the original purpose of Valentine's Day, and guess what? You know, everything that was pagan, the Roman Catholic Church changed it over and said, oh, this is great, wonderful. And so they changed that Lupercalia Day to St. Valentine's Day. And the reason why I want to talk to the children, because if you're in public school, sometimes they hand out those heart-shaped candies and, you know, have you writing the Be My Valentine. You really need to know what it is. Look at it. That's exactly what that is. That's supposed to be, that's supposed to be Cupid. Can you go back to the other one? No, that's the last one. So I really wanted our children to be aware of what's going on in this world and what you might have to deal with when you go to school. Just like they changed Halloween to, what do they call it now? Fall Festival. Remember, the Creator said, thou shalt not have any other gods before me. So when we participate in their foolishness, we're giving credence to their gods. And so we want to stay very, very far away from this kind of stuff. When should a person express love to their significant other? When should a child show their mother and their father that they love them? When should a parent show their children they love them? Only on the weekend. Love should be expressed all the time, and not just expressed through your words, but through your deeds. Speak out, pay attention. So again, the name of the day was actually Saint Valentine's Day. And because Hallmark didn't want to put that on there and make it religious, they just make it Happy Valentine's Day. And so we stay far away from that, and we should always love each other every single day. Is that right? Right. All right. You back? While we're waiting still, I want to ask the adults, especially the elders. Slika, I need you to pay attention and stop talking. I'm going to ask the elders to give a brief synopsis of someone that you loved in the day of the Civil Rights Movement. So it could be Stokely Carmichael. It could be anyone that you thought was a powerful individual. I heard the name earlier today, Medgar Evers. Anybody know who Medgar Evers is? Go ahead, Mom. Who is Medgar Evers? Tell us. Shabbat Shalom, Mike Man.
Medgar Evers was a civil rights activist and member of the NAACP, and he was shot in his own driveway by Brian Dilla Beckwith.
Why was he shot?
Because she didn't like him.
He's not lying. Basically.
Why didn't he like him?
Because he thought that what was happening and during those times was right, and what he was doing was wrong.
Great answer. I like that. Any one of the elders want to answer? King of Biafra? You know, we only get Malcolm and Martin, but there were a lot more people in the movement.
Well, I have two, but my favorite one is Shirley Chisholm.
Okay, who is she?
Shirley Chisholm.
Can we get her pulled up?
She became senator?
Congresswoman.
Sorry. She became a congresswoman, and at that time, being a child, I finally got to see someone that looked like me in a high position of power. Because women at that time, even until now, were not on the same pay scale as men and weren't even thought about being in politics. So I seen a woman, and it showed me another thing too. No matter how old you get, it's never too late. Because she wasn't a young chicken going into politics. She was an elder. And it just showed me when I looked at my grandmother that there is wisdom in age. And it just gave me something to aspire to.
Amen. Very good. And as a matter of fact, her daughter-in-law was my junior high school teacher. She talked about her pretty often. Any other though?
Her mother was from Guyana.
And any other elder, please. Who impacted your life during the civil rights movement? Imam Muzara. They're trying to make it shy.
What's the straight website?
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
My mind is thinking about so many. But I'm not sure whether you guys have ever heard of Cleveland Sellers.
Who?
Cleveland Sellers. He was from Orangeburg. He was a civil rights activist, and I think he was arrested for helping them with the movement in Orangeburg. I'm not sure. I may be getting it confused too. In Orangeburg, South Carolina. So he was one of my favorite people. And I'm going back to somebody that I didn't even know, but Harriet Tubman was my favorite. So she was part of the Underground Railroad and the movement of getting our black people out of slavery. She's one of my favorites.
Amen. Anyone else?
Did you see Cleveland Sellers? Oh, that's what I'm trying to
Rifwa, and so it's a blessing to see her. Have her back in our midst again. She always acts bashful. You don't have anyone particular? Malcolm X? Cohane. Anyone else? Elder, please. Bakusha, I know you got a wealth of information on our people. Brother Talia? Malcolm X? Shomer. He was back in that time, Shomer? Kind of, sort of? Okay. Who?
Otis Orkin.
Who is he?
He patented 26 electronic devices, but he also patented a device for the guided missiles, and he also patented a device for IBM with the disabilities.
Okay, very good. Now I'm gonna come to you, Yellow Dean. We still having technical difficulties?
Yeah.
Who have y'all learned about so far you did not know about when it comes to African American history? Aharon. Shabbat Shalom. Who? Who is he?
She was the first black astronaut to go into space.
First female, she went into space?
First female astronaut.
What year was that?
1992.
1992. You might have shown them? What's happening now? You raised your hand, you forgot it? Rosa Parks? There was somebody, a woman who what about Angela Davis?
She was a proponent for the oppressed. I just remember going to court to see her, and they dropped around.
Let me see if
and they
you
just
can
a
mirror
black
it.
activist that.
I want to see if you can
Click
mirror
on
it. No,
from the black activist.
On my phone
Okay.
is the phone that everybody has to look at.
Was there a woman
See if you can mirror it.
who boycotted the bus system in the South before Rosa Parks? What was her name? Can't type it again.
Wasn't she a little girl? And, a little girl comes from that show on the TV show. Her name was something I forgot.
Okay. Who remembers the name? Who? I heard somebody say something.
Claudette Colvin.
Claudette
Colvin.
Colvin, okay. What was her story? Anybody know her story? Okay, Naomi?
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I believe she was on a bus and she wouldn't give up her seat to a white woman and so she got arrested.
Got some hands on you.
Okay, Akoti?
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Yeah, hardwired.
If my memory is correct, Cohen Shania was telling us about her a couple of weeks ago. She was this the one, she was 15? Yep. She was pregnant by a married man, so the NAACP dropped her case.
Yeah.
Cohen,
He's in the back.
is that correct?
Okay, that's good. Went over that last one.
Okay.
What was her name?
Claudette? Anyone else have a name that we're not familiar with? Octavio? Shabbat Shalom.
I had to grab my phone just to make sure, but my guy was Harry Belafonte. And he says, is an American singer, songwriter, activist, and actor, one of the most successful Jamaican American pop stars in history. He was dubbed as the King of Calypso for popularizing the Caribbean music style with the international audience in the 1950s.
Anybody remember Harry?
Yeah.
Great actor. Any other names? Okay, Nabi. Shabaya?
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I learned about Shadona Chuk, and she had many slave masters, but she helped the slaves get out of slavery.
Very good. Very good. She turned to her sister, what did you say? My favorite, Muhammad Ali. You know, he just wasn't punching on people. There were things he stood for, and he just would not let nobody run over him. That's what I loved about him. They said, you going to join the military? He said, no, I'm not. And by the time it's all over, you gonna need me. And when those Lavanis didn't make the money they made with his name, they needed him back. His name goes far and beyond the United States of America. And so a guy like that, I really appreciated him. I remember growing up, him and not Sugar Ray Robinson, but Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard was another guy that I love. Cohane Tzadoq.
His first name is Cassius Clay.
My name is Muhammad Ali. He gonna tell me what the name is. I'll see you when we get home. Cohane Tzadoq.
Shabbat Shalom. I learned about Rabbi Moses.
Rabbi Moses?
Yes.
Who is he?
He taught Cole Levy how to read and...
You're close. You're close. He was a rabbi.
That's all I know.
His name wasn't Moses, it was Rabbi Matthews. Very good. Very good. Hey, that's Black history. That's our history, right? Very good. That's can't call him shit.
Rabbi Matthews taught Rabbi Wilkins, Rabbi Yirmiyahu, who taught Cohane Levy. Right? The same.
Very good. Okay, while we still having technical difficulties, let's move a little further. King, I'll take your hand since you didn't really say much anything. Eliyahu.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I learned about Nocturna.
What about it?
He started a rebellion at Savory.
Why? Because of slavery. That's right. He was tired of being mistreated. Very good. So let's see if we feel the same way. Do we have some intelligent children? Yes or no? Come on, we can do better than that. So since we have some intelligent children, let's go to the book of Proverbs. Praise you.
So how are we going to play this game when they want you to get on? Is that going to compromise it? Nothing to download it? You can ask them.
I need to read it.
Can you ask them? While we're doing this, can you download the app for what do you call it? Kahoot. You have to ask them to download the app because the internet is not going to accommodate all this.
Okay, Cohane is asking everyone to download, and I don't know how we're going to do that because this internet is not good. Kahoot, K-A-H-O-O-T. Kahoot.
They don't have to download the app.
It's only because the internet is terrible. And they don't,
She's saying that
the
the
internet is
internet is
not going to
running really
accommodate.
slow.
Well, I just got off.
Oh, yeah, I got off too, so you might, that's maybe the best thing.
You can use your own. Yes, if you have your own data on your phone, if you can come off, that would help us speed up over here. If you don't mind. Not use the Wi-Fi. Don't use the Wi-Fi. Allow us to use
We
it.
only need one person on the Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we're gonna help our children.
Give me a password.
Proverbs, the 11th chapter. 27th verse. Please read it twice so that they can hear. And if they need a lifeline, they can call on an adult. Proverbs, the 11th chapter, and 27th verse. Who's up for the challenge, Elder Dean? Just Malkia? Oh, go ahead, let's do it. Oh, none of the daughters? Y'all not going to take up the challenge? No? I'm going to call on you. Proverbs 11:27, they're going to break down the proverb. If they can't, they can call on an adult to help.
He that diligently seeketh good seeketh favor, but he that searcheth for evil, it shall come unto him.
One more time.
He that diligently seeketh good seeketh favor, but he that searcheth for evil, it shall come unto him.
Eliab, that's a hand? Very good, come on. Shabbat Shalom, you want him to read it again?
No.
Okay.
I think it means that if someone that walks in the way of righteousness and follows God's commandment will have a good life and a long life, but the person who is evil and doesn't follow God's commandment, he will have like a short life and a bad life.
Any adult want to chime in? Messiah, come on, Messiah. One more time.
He that diligently seeketh good seeketh favor. But he that searcheth for
She wants you to
evil,
sound right.
it shall come unto him.
I think that this means like if you're looking for something that's like a good benefit, if you keep trying, then the Most High will guide you and like help you get there. But if you keep doing something you know you're not supposed to be doing and like it's bad and evil, then it's gonna be a bad outcome.
Right, absolutely.
Yes.
Adults want to chime in? No? Let's do a couple of more, and then I'll change the transfer back over. Chapter 12, verse 10.
Yes, enough. A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel.
I love it when they raise their hands. They can challenge.
Shalom.
Shalom. Turn around, folks, again.
I think that means a good person thinks about everyone else, but a bad person thinks about not only him and his riches.
I'm not going to say it's a wrong answer because that's his mind. That's his response. And so let's elaborate. Anybody else? One more time, Yimiam.
A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel.
Game BT.
Yes.
Shalom.
I think it means that even if someone sees like the righteous person, if he sees like an animal that is hurt, he'll help it. And if the wicked person sees an animal, they'll just leave it there to die.
Cool.
Think about it. It says a righteous man regardeth the life of his beast. Of an animal that he has, he'll take care. You know how Laban didn't take care of their dog? They really take, they like one of the family. However, but the tender mercies of the wicked don't have no mercy. They're cruel. They're cruel. Thank you, man. Go ahead, Eshit, Cohane Tzadoq.
I just wanted to comment because I think it's important for children even to know and understand that if you don't have compassion or you would treat an animal cruelly, y'all consider that even wicked. You have to have wickedness in you not to even have a compassion for any life, any of y'all's creation. I just want to make that.
Very good.
I took it slightly different. It says a righteous man regardeth the life of his beast. I took it as everybody has some type of anger or some type of bad side to them. We have good and we have bad in us. So if you regard the demons that you have within you, then that's the mercy of the Most High. That's the mercy that you have, because at the same time, you have an understanding, you have a righteousness. So I took it as the beast inside of you. If you have that ability to control that beast, then you know that you're winning. You have, what does it say? Oh, I'm losing my story. Yeah, you regarded the life of your beast. So that's righteousness in itself. But the tender mercies of the wicked, like Cohen said, the wicked don't have any tender mercy. So that just kind of speaks for itself.
Okay, I see that. Nice. Same chapter, verse 18.
There is that speaketh like the piercing of a sword, but the tongue of the wise is health.
One more time.
There is that speaketh like the piercing of a sword, but the tongue of the wise is health.
Yo, pal. But the beautiful thing is I'm watching Yoel and I see his brain already working. Come on. He said, he told me.
There is that speaketh like the piercing of a sword, but the tongue of the wise is health.
Well, what I think it means is Shabbat Shalom. What I think it means is the first part. I think it means like
There is that speaketh like the piercings of a sword.
I think it means that like I think it's talking about how you're like speaking badly to others, and the other part where Avi said,
But the tongue of the wise is
yeah,
health.
if you say something kind to someone, Yah will help you through your life.
I like that. Sadiq, this is your genius. Shabbat Shalom.
The bad things that you say to people can hurt their feelings, and the good things that you say can help you move on.
So, a parent? You're not a parent? Parent, sister, mom.
It goes back to that saying.
I'm not sure if you're all familiar with this saying, you can get more bees with honey than with vinegar. Be mindful how you speak to people and how you address people, because a lot of times we just throw daggers at people with how we talk to them and not recognize that not everybody has that fortitude for that type of energy. Nobody likes that. I personally don't like it. Don't talk at me, talk to me.
Be mindful of how you say things to people, because sometimes there are people, they're in a fog, they're having a bad day, they're in a bad place, and something that you say might set them off, take them over the edge, make them feel worse. You have to be mindful, be thoughtful, be caring of how you deal and talk to people. Just period. We gotta embrace that, because I know we have a tendency to do it to us a lot.
Right.
And I personally, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I am. So be mindful of how you speak to people, how you deal with people, be ginger. Don't be mean. If you're in a bad mood, stay in your bad mood, go buy yourself something. Yeah.
Folks, I'm on.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
The crazy thing about this was a verse that was shared with me years ago when I first came into the Lord. Because, I wasn't very tactful with how I spoke to people. And like Ellie said, everyone doesn't have thick skin. A lot of times we take the saying, I'm being real, a little too real. And so I've learned over the years to be tactful, to think before I speak, to be mindful of how I would feel when things are being said to me. So to the youth, always think about things that you want to say, think before you say it. To peers, because nowadays children your age are very sensitive and things are very hurtful. You may not have meant it the way it came out, but always think before you speak, because you can uplift, like Ellie said, or you can break the spirit. So that is my message to the youth and to the adults. Just always be mindful and treat people how you want to be treated.
And again, actually, another verse, if you don't mind. The 13th in the 12th chapter, it says, in the transgression of the lips is a snare to the evil man, but the righteous cometh out of trouble. And I just wanted to add to both of those. That is, I think children should learn this, adults we need to learn it, everybody should understand it. To speak kind and speak help to people and not be mean and not be cruel in your words and the things that you would say to people, even when sometimes they are not speaking well to you, or you feel that people are mistreating you, that you just control yourself and you continue to be kind, and you don't use that as an opportunity to be mean, that Yah will count it to you as righteousness. I think that is the message that I would want, especially all of our children, to understand that when you, even when someone is mistreating you, if you can control yourself enough to do the right thing, Yah will count it towards you as righteousness.
Elder Lawrence.
I just want to, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I want to add on everything I've heard. Yes, you have to be able to speak the right way. My mother once said to me, you can be right about something, but go about dealing with it the wrong way and you end up looking wrong. So the scripture says, be wise in all things. It says also that a wise man will accept. That's correct. Proper correction. correction, proper counsel. But a foolish man will reject it. That being said, you're running this world. I mean, the world is wicked. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But, of course, there are some good people. At the same sense, don't have your feelings where the slightest of just about anything, you're hurt. Okay?
Control that.
Even if something doesn't go the way you want,
right,
but it might be correct, learn to accept it, and you become wiser. So don't find what I've noticed around, the younger people of today. When I grew up, you got your feelings hurt, you got your feelings hurt. If you can't move on from that, then you will have problems. So learn to focus in on what you need to do for yourself to become a better individual, to become a wiser individual, so that you can grow in wisdom and reach back and help others. But if you are going to be in a situation where every little bitty thing that comes at you, your feelings are hurt, because I notice in these generations of today, their feelings are quick to get hurt real easy. They will turn around and shoot everybody and themselves. So be wise in the way you are. Don't let yourself be hurt by the slightest of this and the slightest of that, because you're going to find people who are going to say something negative throughout your life. Focus in on what the Word says and what the Most High says, and you will do well.
Kima, you have your hand up? Kima.
Shalom. Can you whisper in the microphone? You gotta speak. It took him room like it took him more of something to let you know to choose the people wisely. Instead of going to your friends, you can go to the elders, because they've been through much more, so they can tell you something that's going to be nicer to you, so you could go the right path, instead of choosing your friends and they're going to tell you something that will hurt you sometimes, because they don't listen to what they say. They're just when you ask them a question, they'll tell you something that comes up right off their head, and then they'll be well, to you it might hurt you. And I think it's kind of amazing how using myself.
Good job.
Let's do a couple more, and then I'm going to turn it over to Cohane. Chapter 14, verse 13. This one just caught my eye.
Even in laughter, the heart acheth, and at the end of mirth is heaviness.
One more time.
Even in laughter, the heart acheth, and at the end of mirth is heaviness.
Aharon. Shabbat shalom.
Even in laughter, the heart acheth, and the end of mirth is heaviness.
What I think about it is something could have happened before everything would have got happy and everything, and then as soon as that would have happened, your heart just hurts every single time you think about it. Even if you're laughing, you could be fake laughing, you could be laughing for real, but your heart hurts from what happened before.
And the end of mirth is heaviness.
The heaviness in your heart will weigh you down in any way it can.
Amen.
Anybody else? Yeah.
What does mirth mean? Oh, okay.
So you want to answer it? Go ahead.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I think about reading this proverb. Sometimes you hear this, the cliche, the saying that sometimes you have to laugh to avoid crying. And it's just, even though you're going through a lot, and say at the end of mirth, there's still heaviness, you know. When you have that temporary moment of not dealing with what you're going through on a daily basis, when that goes away, you still have to face the issues and the problems that you have. So it is good to laugh. Laughing and feeling good is good for the soul. You also have to find a way to kind of cope with the situations and the problems you go through.
I want to go to 2 more chapters if I might, and we'll be finished. Chapter 26, start at 17. This one is deep. Listen to this one.
He that passeth by and meddleth with strife not his own is like one that taketh a dog by the ears. He that passeth by and meddleth with strife not his own is like one that taketh a dog by the ears.
Mind your business.
Simple. Anybody ever mess with a dog, take a dog by its ears?
Can.
Dogs don't like that. They will bite you. They will attack you.
They can try.
So that's the best way to put it. Mind your business. 20. 26:20.
Where no wood is, the fire goeth out. And where there is no whisperer, contention ceaseth. Where no wood is, the fire goeth out. And where there is no whisperer, contention ceaseth.
Yoel, did you have a hand up there? No, he said no. Yoel, one more time.
Where no wood is, the fire goeth out, and where there is no whisperer, contention ceaseth.
Shabbat Shalom. I think it means, like, you need to add everything, like if you don't, like, it's like if you're building something, you have to, like, add things that you need. If you don't add it, it will just fall apart.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That's what I think.
I like that. Cohane Tzadoq, yeah. One more time, please.
Where no wood is, the fire goeth out, and where there is no whisperer, contention ceaseth.
Like you also like constructioners, right? Shabbat Shalom. Like you also like constructioners. When you, and like motivation, when you want to build yourself to do the right thing, you have to build yourself to do the right thing. If you don't have the parts to build yourself to do the right thing or do the best you can do, then you're going to fall apart and do the wrong thing.
We got some professors in here. Really good. Okay, now one more time.
Where no wood is, the fire goeth out, and where there is no whisperer, contention ceaseth.
You can't make a fire without wood. Wood is like the main thing you can make a fire out of. And a whisperer, like a talebearer or a snitch, it can make less problems out of your life.
It's simple. You have to add wood to keep the fire going. Right? You have to do what? You have to add wood to keep the fire going. If you don't have a whisperer, the beef goes away. Keep people out your business. Stay out of it. That's just another way of saying mind your business. 24 through 26. This is a very deep and powerful one. 24 through 26. And I need you to really listen to each and every line. So take it one line at a time, please.
Chapter 26?
No, same chapter. Continue. 26, verses 24 through 26.
He that hateth dissembleth with his lips.
Listen. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips.
But he layeth up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not. For there are 7 abominations in his heart.
This is Solomon, the wisest man on the planet Earth, where Yah's giving him some insight. Start again. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips. What's dissemble mean? To tear something apart, right? So people tear you apart how? With the words, right, Elder Shama? With the words that come out your mouth. It's called abuse. Verbal abuse.
But he layeth up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not.
Because he's being phony.
Right.
Go ahead.
Dissemble, Shabbat Shalom. Disassemble is to take apart. Dissemble is to conceal. So all of this is about hiding it. All of this is about hiding it within, where they're pretending as though they support what you're doing, but like laying up the deceit within him, that goes with dissemble. So they're saying things to you that are betraying how they actually feel. So they are breaking it apart, but this word is they're concealing it. So you don't know that they are sabotaging what you're doing.
I appreciate you. Come on, let's go. Let's finish it.
When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart.
Though his hatred be concealed
with deceit, his wickedness shall be revealed before the congregation. Wow. True colors are going to show.
Need to hear that again? One more time.
He that hateth dissembleth with his lips, but he layeth up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. Though his hatred be concealed with deceit, his wickedness shall be revealed before the congregation.
Anybody want to take a stab at it? I'll speak to them. Oh, Sikai, you spoke over Eliah.
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
This means like don't be fooled at for the acts, and they just wolves and sheep clothing.
Wolf and sheep. He know what he's talking about. Chapter 28. Now we're going to end here. Just a few lines and we'll be done. Chapter 28. Let's start at verse 10.
Whoso causeth the upright to go astray in an evil way, he shall fall himself in his own pit. But the wholehearted shall inherit good.
One more time.
Whoso causeth the upright to go astray in an evil way, he shall fall himself into his own pit. But the wholehearted shall inherit good.
A person who is righteous, who started going astray by themselves, would try to lead other people to go with them, and they would fall into their own pit. Like they would have own different problems in their own lifetime that would be hard on them, that would be going crazy, he'd be going crazy, alcoholic, different things such and such. But the upright people who stood next to him, but they didn't listen to him and didn't believe him, they stayed with the Most High, they would have good things to say.
Amen.
Anyone else? Can't talk to you. They're not scared. I love it.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's like when you want to do the wrong thing and you know it's not right, and you do it anyway, you cannot be blessed. Because Yah only can do that. And if you're doing unrighteous, He can't bless you. So you're gonna have hard things in life. But if you're righteous and you're doing the right thing, serving Yah, not playing around, He will give you blessings.
That was close. You need some more. Okay, go to you.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Well, Purim is coming up, so like with the example of Haman where he built the gallows that he thought he was building for Mordecai, and it ended up being for him and his son. So when you plot or when you plan to do harm to somebody else, it's just gonna come back to you.
That's right. 13. 28:13.
He that covereth his transgressions shall not prosper. But whoso confesseth and forsaketh them shall obtain mercy.
Again.
He that covereth his transgressions shall not prosper. But whoso confesseth and forsaketh them shall obtain mercy.
Sadi.
I think it means that someone who sins and they don't confess it, that we're not going to move on. The person who does sin and they confess it, then they will move on.
Good answer, Kane. Some smart children. One more time.
Okay. He that covereth his transgressions shall not prosper. But whoso confesseth and forsaketh them shall obtain mercy.
I think it means that if you hurt someone on purpose and you didn't tell them or say speak up for what you did, then you could be punished for it. And if you tell them and confess yourself and you say you did do that, then you'll get mercy and be blessed.
Because covering is usually what?
Hiding.
You hide, right? So if you do somebody some wrong or you do wrong, the best thing that you can do is what?
Be honest.
Be honest and apologize. And let your apology be meaningful. Okay? One more and we're going to conclude. Who said huh? 16.
The prince that lacketh understanding is also a great oppressor. But he that hateth covetousness shall prolong his days.
Covetousness.
The prince that lacketh understanding is also a great oppressor. But he that hateth covetousness shall prolong his days.
Shabbat Shalom.
It says the prince that lacketh understanding. Somebody who doesn't want to learn something or want to know what that thing is about. He's gonna do what he gets to do. He's gonna beat us down, think that it's right, think that we're wrong, and he that hated covetousness shall prolong his days. So the person that doesn't want what other people want will prolong his days, or want to have it, or want to take it from them, will prolong their days.
Shabbat Shalom. What I think is like women like Egypt, like I once said, after Joseph, it was this mean guy, got his name, Ramesses, and he just beat us down. He thought, he didn't even know Joseph. He was just not feeling the right thing. He thought that we will come attack his people and we will fight with him in his battles. But Joseph, he was a righteous man, and he knew what to do and what was right and not wrong. But that's all I gotta say.
Okay,
What
thank
I gotta say about that? What I gotta say about that?
I want to share this with the children because they're not going to be children forever, right? You'll become an adult, and you might even become a leader. Be careful how you treat people just because you have a leadership position. The prince that lacketh understanding, if you don't have the right state of mind, is also a great oppressor. You'll end up mistreating people, and people will hate you for it. And when people don't like you or they hate you, some people call on God. And when they call on God and God hear them, Jehovah's going to deal with you. So if you ever elevate into any position, especially that of power, be careful how you deal with people. Okay? Cain, I see your hand. Shall I?
I'm not much of a public speaking, but I want to ask you a question. To everyone in the room. What is your perception of a mixed multitude in Israel, within Israel? What's our perception of that?
You asking me the question or
Anyone.
Okay. Anyone.
Today? Sure, why not? Today. Either way, you can take it either way. Ancient and today.
I think that they both apply to then and now. And the reason why I say that is because there were many people in Egypt at that time. It wasn't just Hebrew Israelites. There were different people, different cultures that were in Egypt. And so when we left out, a lot of other people left out. And I don't think that it just was regulated to the people who lived in the region, because Indians traveled into Africa and vice versa. Africans traveled into Asia, so to speak. And so nowadays, there's a documentary on the lost tribes of Israel. And it talks about black Indians that look like you and I, but they're born and raised and been there for hundreds of years living in India. And so we say blood and seed, but we all been mixed in with other people, all of us. And so I see at the end of it, in my thoughts and how it's written in the prophecy, that there are going to be a lot of people that want to come and serve Jehovah. For instance, I saw footage of the kingdom speaking in China. And this Chinese man had on an African print garment. He was a Euro Chinese man, and he said, Hallelujah. Exactly like that. And it was incredible. And so a mixed multitude, I think that we have to be the people who influence instead of being influenced ourselves. That was our problem before. Other people influenced us and we did whatever. But I think that at the end of the day, what the prophecy says, that every knee would bow and every tongue would swear by the name of Jehovah. So that's how I see it. I see that we're going to be the ones influencing other people. Anybody have anything else they want to share or a different answer? We got to end out because it's getting late.
So after that, and I also think about when I think of mixed multitude, different ways of thinking and different cultures. But I think Cohen hit the nail on the coffin when he mentioned that the influence of the Torah and what we're bringing forth, it has to be stronger because everybody loves a winner. So once you see, like for instance, when we left Egypt, they knew there was nothing left in Egypt, so I'm going with the children of Israel. But we messed up because we had the different state of minds out there. We started to really embrace some of their culture, and we did not uphold our culture, and it was to our downfall. So mixed multitude to me is different understanding, different cultures, but allowing the Torah and the ways of Yah to be paramount through it all.
I'm going to have to stop on that note because we're already beyond Cohane's time. But I did want to leave this thought. And if we didn't answer your question, Ima, we'll speak to you a little later. But I wanted to throw this out there. CNN threw out a report about Birthright Africa. Did anybody see that this week? There's Birthright Israel, and then now there's the thing called Birthright Africa. The ages are from, can you scroll down to almost the end of where it says what it takes to take a birthright trip to Africa?
Right. What's the age?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. To take a birthright trip to Africa, you have to be a U.S. citizen and between 13 to 30 years of age. It's the same way with Birthright Israel. And so they want you to be of African descent, coming from the continent. And so there's a way to register. Just like Birthright Israel, everything is paid for. But I want to repeat what I said about Birthright Israel. It costs $260 to go from the age of 18 to 32, I believe they raised it to 32. $260. You get 250 of it back when you come back from Israel. So as long as you didn't damage no property or anything, you just pay a $10 processing fee. That's it. And so if the parents are good with their children, and this is good that you wouldn't have to pay that fee. You could probably travel over there and be around where your children could find you. But I think it's one of the best ways to not have to come out of your pocket and be able to experience Israel and to experience Africa. And so you can go to this link, CNN website, and they have the registration for Birthright Africa. If we can get to see South Africa, Ghana, Kenya, all these different places, I think it will be well worth it. So just something to consider. I wanted to leave you with that. Just something to consider about being able to go abroad. Anybody remember Cohane Tzadoq from Mount Vernon? Cohane Tzadoq has been in Ghana for over 20 years. And he's part of the process of bringing people back home, going through the process. And so just think about it, consider it. I bow out this time saying Shabbat Shalom again, and I turn it over to Cohane.
Once again, Shabbat Shalom. For your patience, it's truly a virtue. Okay, so this is the pin. If you're on the right screen, your phone is asking you for a pin. This is the pin that you should be entering. So shortly we'll start seeing your name, if you use your actual name, if you use a nickname. It'll start popping up on the screen. I see Yibby was first. Nikolaya was next. All right. Yes. Takliya, yes. Leave a chicken. All right, so if you don't have a smartphone, like some of the younger children, even some of the adults, if you have an older phone or it's not a smartphone, you can still play, it just won't register. You won't be in a competition, but that's okay. So has everybody that wants to play, is your name on the board? Are there some people that still need to put their pin in?
Yahoo.com.
All right, Yapa.
Feed the chicken. Who's feeding the chicken?
They don't want you to know who they are. Yeah. Is everybody on? We need a few more minutes. Okay. There are 13 players so far. All right, so while we're still waiting for people to come on, what this is going to do, I'm going to use this platform since, as I mentioned earlier, when I had to reflect on my teaching that the kids didn't know the words, I'm going to use something that's more interactive. So hopefully, we'll have other players than Mount Kiel for the Brotherhood. Sisterhood, once again, just a disclaimer, the brothers have won the last 2 consecutive challenges. Just for food for thought. Also, I just want to also let you know that the challenge will be after the Holy Days. It's going to be on April 18th. So prepare yourself for the finals on April 18th. It's going to include the Hebrew component and the English component and all the words that we've learned. All right, we have 16 players. Is there anyone else who wants to get in on the board? You can press student, teacher, it doesn't matter. Okay. I like the nicknames. All right. So is that everybody? Somebody came out? Okay. Yeah. So we good? We ready? No? Not yet? Anybody still trying to get on? Not yet. Okay, are you on?
I'm entering the pin.
Oh, okay. Is that you?
Yes.
All right, so that's everybody?
Yes.
All right, let's start.
Can you bring it down? They can't see the top.
This is a word that we Only 7 people answered?
I guess. It goes off when the music comes on or something?
You turned it down.
Oh, he turned mine down?
Yeah. Mine's just turned down.
Oh. Okay. Hold on, Shane. All right. So now you can. Show me your. Show me your. Hold on. Go back.
Okay, so that's what you were looking at. All right, this is the leaderboard. All right, so the first. All right, so that was those are top 5 people in the on the leaderboard. Yes, Chad. All right. All right, Tanvia was first. All right, next one, get ready.
Which word of the week is God?
Sing it, Chad. Yeah, sing.
Now we know. Can I change my answer?
No. I don't know if you can change it. You can.
25 seconds.
Yeah, he was sitting down. He pulled the chair away.
The answer was vitriolic. That was me. You are. You're putting a chair on somebody.
Who's Miriam?
Alright, the answer was avarice. The answer was avarice. Remember we learned that last week. He was greedy. Alright. Sabia. These are old words. This is an old word.
Down in the break room.
Huh?
In the break room.
Yes.
Yes. Come on. That's a good one, Tommy.
The answer is supine. Who made it? Hear me? I made the board. Supine was the answer. Oh, take my thing. Okay. Supine was the answer. Good job. You guys are getting faster.
Great. Oh man, this is
Yes, Emo. Insouciant. Good job. That was last week's review word. All right, last one.
Do something for the baby.
I guess it's yes, that one was false. That was not a queen. That's queen. She was a queen, but she was a queen. Good job. She was a third. That's a third. Alright, good job. So clearly we have our LPL. Clearly we have our LPL. Three people, good job. Alright, so the last one I showed you. Alright, so the last one I showed you, she was a queen, but how do we spell? How do we? So clearly the last image, she was a queen, but how do we spell that queen? A is there is an A-E-A-N. Good job. All right, so give me some feedback. Was that helpful? Will that help you remember the words? All right.
It was fun.
Good. All right, so this is the platform we're probably going to use. All right, so really quickly, I gave you the review words, but I did not give you the new word. You remember that? All right, so the word is, well, let me tell you a story first. So we're going to think about the history we learned today. And we talked about how the Most High fed the children of Israel with manna. And they were given very cogent instructions about how to handle the... No, cogent means clear, convincing, believable. All right, logical. They were given specific, clear instructions on how to handle the manna when it fell and how they were supposed to eat it and when they were supposed to eat it. But clearly, I don't know, we didn't know how to handle that information. But it was cogent when it was explained to us. All right, so that's the English word. And this is another illustration. It's standing right in front of a jail. That's a cogent reason why you shouldn't cheat on your income tax. So once again, very compelling when you think about jail. Okay, so that's my part. My strong assistant will give you the Hebrew word.
Yes.
Don't forget the finals are on April 18th.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. And the Hebrew word that we're going to use for logical is up there, Yoni. And you guys might be able to recognize that word because it's in one of the songs that we sing. May the words of my lips and meditation. So here it says used as meditation, but it's basically something that is said that you think about before you do it. So it's something that you ponder on. So the word is Haggah, which is, to meditate or to say something in a soft or calm manner. So, is that clear? Oh, I put it up there. So the first word, as you see, is Pashut, and that means simple, greedy. Who wants to say that? Come on, it's a guttural sound. That first letter is the and the last one is what? All right, so remember these words because you're going to be tested on them. I'm not going to tell you I win, but I'm going to test you all on. You did?
I just told you. All right. Okay, Toda.
We persevere.
Y'all, what a good day before y'all. Give y'all a round of applause. With you, most high, the understanding. Final prayer, our final prayer for the Shabbat day is found on page 11, and it's recited today. Sacrifices and offerings are not found in our hands. Father, have mercy, yet thy law standeth firm. Accept the words of our lips and the murmurs of our hearts. Receive our prayers in mercy and in favor. Grant us joy and gladness. Comfort thy people. Yahweh answer thee in the day of trouble. The name of the power of Israel set thee up on high. Draw us not away, Yah, with the wicked. For our delight is in thy word. Let thy word heal us and cause us to prosper. Cause thy wisdom to blanket Israel. Let the visions of the righteous be our lot. Yea, even the dreams of our redeemed, our good fortune. Draw us with the cords of love and let our borders be true. Into thy hand I commit my spirit. All praise unto thee, O Yah. We have thought of thy loving kindness, and we rejoice in the house of Yah. Come behold the works of Yah and rejoice in the same. For he has rescued his people Israel. He has called forth the dispersed of Yaakov. He caused his righteousness to stand where calamity was. For such is our power forever and ever. He will be our God henceforth eternally. Sing his praise aloud. Hallelujah. Baruch Yahuwah, Baruch
Baruch Yahuwah ben Soharaim, Baruch Yahuwah be'erev, Baruch Yahuwah Belayla. Baruch Yahuwah Yom Yom. Baruch Yahuwah Tamid. Yahuwah Eloheinu B'Vakosha. Leslola Lanu Le'Kol Devarim Ra'im. She'asinu Lefanecha Yom Yom. V'liyot imanu kol Belayla Zeh. Lema'an Shemcha Yahuwah. Elohei Abraham, Yitzchak Yisrael. Elohei Avotenu Ve'eli. Lishmoa Bekolina. Im Tiaseh Otka. Lema'an Shemcha Yahuwah.
Yoreka Yehovah Yishmareka. Ya'ir Yehovah Panawaleka Wikuneka. Yisa Yehovah Panawaleka. Wayasim Leka. Shalom. Yehovah bless thee and keep thee. Yehovah cause his face to shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yehovah lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Shalom, Shalom, Giving all praise and honor to the Holy One of Israel. After Sabbath greetings to you all. Pray that you all had a beautiful Shabbat. Pray that everyone has a beautiful week as well. This time we have our announcement segment. And at the same time, young men will collect any contributions that are forthcoming even at this time. Okay, so Aharon.
Mosai Shabbat Shalom, family.
Mosai Shabbat Shalom.
Y'all had a good week. First thing of the brothers, I need the brothers to hang on them. I am a retreat bill, if they can, the sisters, I need you all to give me some money, please. These are the raffles for the young brothers, we subsidize them, to go to the brother.